The next precaution that one has to take is to take frequent breaks while they are sitting and do stretching. So one can stretch forward for 15-20 seconds, one can stretch upwards, they can bend sideways, okay, and they can bend backwards. So these are the simple tips that one can do for 15 to 20 seconds. The next exercise that one can do while they are in sitting position is a slouch over correct. Now, in this exercise, one should go for a back position, right? Go for a complete slouch with the neck looking forward. Okay, so slouch and then over correct, where I'm over correcting my spine curve. So slouch and over correct. So suppose if you are in a meeting and you cannot get up after every 30 minutes, it is better that you break your position by just doing slouching and over correcting. So do this 10 times and then relax your spine in the neutral position. Neither over correct, neither slouching. Okay, but make sure that the neck is facing forward. It is not going like this or this. This is not the correct way. Correct way is slouch, over correct and neutral. Okay. So 10 to 20 repetitions, 2 to 3 times a day will give mobility to the lower back, and hence it will allow nutrition to the spine. The next functional thing that one can do is spinal rotation when they are sitting on a chair. So suppose I'm sitting in a chair and I keep one arm fixed so that this shoulder is stabilized, and I then turn towards one side, so I can feel a nice stretch over this portion and a nice opening on the rib cage, and then I can turn towards the other side. Okay, so that's the spinal rotation that I can do for 10 repetitions, and I can give it a 10-second hold also. Because one is working constantly on a laptop or keyboard, they need relaxation by stretching the forearm muscles. So one can do stretches for the forearm. One can stretch the back portion of the forearm by maintaining this stretch for 20 seconds. And the other way to do is stretching the lower portion of the arm and like this. So these stretches should be maintained 20 to 30 seconds and can be done 2 to 3 times in a day. So suppose someone is having discomfort in the spine and they are bound to sit for long hours, they can do backward extension exercise in standing position. This is quite simple. One can place their hands behind the hip and bend backwards. Make sure the neck is in line with your spine. It is not going like this. It should be in line with your spine. So just bend backwards and normal. Okay. Again, a mobility exercise for the upper back and a stretching exercise for the upper back is in sitting position. One can keep their arms, one can keep their hands behind the neck and looking upwards towards the ceiling, and I can feel a nice opening in my upper back. So all these mobility exercises will help prevent any kind of stiffness and developing pain. So they will prevent all this. Then for the lower body, it is important that one can do some stretches. One can do a stretch on the chair. Now this should be done with the help of a chair. So it is important that I stand with my back supported against a wall or against a stable surface, and then I keep my leg supported and stretch. So I can show you from the side view. My back should be supported behind. I keep my leg 90 degree and slowly I slide my heel. So I can get a nice stretch in my hamstring muscles. Again, I need to hold this for 20 to 30 seconds. In order to increase the stretch, I can even bend down and I can feel a nice stretch. Make sure the toes are pointed upwards. Okay, another stretch is for the calf, where I'm standing against a wall. When I stand against a wall, 1 foot, so I can show you from the side view, 1 foot forward, 1 foot behind, holding a wall, and I just lean forward. Make sure the spine is not arching or slouching, so it should be flat back. So, and here I get a nice stretch in my calf muscles. So my hands are resting on a wall or a stable surface. Holding all these stretches for 20 to 30 seconds is very useful. A similar position of the hamstring stretch is shown in lying down, where a person is just stretching the hamstring against a wall. Now for the neck, we have something. One can do stretches, one hand under the buttocks or just holding the side of the chair. One hand, your neck is rotated and bent down, and the other hand is pushing it down, applying an overpressure. I can feel a nice stretch in my neck and shoulder area and maintain this for 20 to 30 seconds. I can change hands, turn, bend and apply overpressure. Make sure that this arm is properly supported so that the shoulder is not rising up and you get a proper stretch. So, okay. The other stretch is called a doorway stretch, where one can stand against a stable surface, say a doorway, place their hand at a 90-degree position and just lean forward. So this hand is resting on a door or a wall, and then I lean forward. So I can get a nice stretch in the pectoralis muscle, so the front of the shoulder. So that's all for how you can prevent from tightnesses and aches and pains while you're working at home. So I would like to say at the end is that we have developed from apes, and let's not go back to that history. It's our evolution, but let's technology not let us go into that same ape ages. So it's time to take care of yourself, and for any queries and doubts, you can contact me at PhysioCounsellors, info@thephysiocounselors.com. Thank you.